Hi everyone, welcome back to another video, and if you are new here, hello, my name is Choua, and today I am doing my first update to my deck of painting project and my no pan left behind project, and there is a lot of progress, so let's get into it. So how this is gonna work is I am going to talk about every product that was rolled in and whether or not they're gonna be rolled out or staying in, and then I will shuffle the cards, pick out the prompts. I'll then choose my makeup products, bring it back and show y'all, and then we'll move on to the next part, which is randomizing my eyeshadow palettes for my no pan left behind project. The first prompt that I picked out was the 7 of Spades, which was the prompt broken, so that meant the product or the packaging itself was cracked or broken, and I rolled in my AOA Studio Perfect Finishing Pressed Powder with the goal of finishing it. And with this product, I finished it with 14 uses in this project, and I finished this on January 29th. As you can see, this is completely finished. I'm so glad I'm able to get this finished because it wasn't my favorite pressed powder, so I wanted to get it done and out of my collection, and so this one is our first rollout. The second prompt that I drew was the King of Spades, which the prompt is in it for the long haul, so that means it is a product that I'm gonna roll in, which is gonna either take a long time to pan or have a really large usage. And for this prompt, I rolled in my ColourPop lip liner in Oh Snap with the goal of finishing it. For this lip liner, I used it a total amount of 29 times since it's been rolled in. And this has definitely gotten shorter. I don't know if you can tell because of this lighting, but I've definitely used this quite a lot. I actually use this more than the lip liner that is in my project pan right now, which is crazy because I didn't think I was gonna reach for this that often. A lot of the looks that I had going on really matched with this lip liner, so I used it basically in almost every single lip combo I wore in January and start of February. It's a very creamy lip liner, so I did need to sharpen it about 3 times to get it to this point with progress. But although we had progress, this is still not finished, which is fine. I don't expect to get this finished within a month. It would be kind of crazy if that was the case. So this is still gonna stay in the project. I'm hoping to get even more significant progress out of this within the next month or so before the next update. All right, so the third prompt that I drew was the Queen of Spades. Last time I got a lot of spades. And this one was the prompt Mrs. Right Now, which is something that I'm excited to use. Seasonally appropriate or perfect opportunity to fill a gap in the deck of painting lineup. And for this prompt, I rolled in my About Face Loose Glitter Pigment in Nemesis. And the goal is to use this 10 times, and I was only able to use it 3 times. So I still have 7 uses to go with this, which is not surprising to me because although I was feeling very grungy this past month, I also was feeling like very professional, very, not lighter in makeup, but like less dramatic eye looks too, like I am today. Well, today's kind of dramatic a little bit, but it's like a little bit more calm, I don't know how long this product is gonna stay in, but I'm hoping to get the same amount of use or more before our next update. And so the fourth prompt that I drew was the Jack of Spades, and that one was to represent another project, and I decided to do like the yearly usage project with 26 uses in 2026 because that was a project I wanted to do, but I decided not to because I already have so many projects going on and I wasn't sure how I wanted to do that project. So I decided not to do it, but because it was another project that I originally wanted to do this year but didn't do, I decided to just take advantage of it and see how I do, with this kind of prompt. And so I rolled in my Pacifica Cuticle Balm with the goal of 26 uses. And I got 9 uses out of this so far. I still have quite a lot of uses on this product before I can roll it out, but I feel like it's okay to keep this in the project. I am trying to use it once a day, especially on days that I don't have nail polish on, because my cuticles are so dry because of the winter. And also I'm a nail biter. I pick at my nails, and that also means sometimes I pick at my cuticles, or even just like, you know, the skin around my nails, which is really, really bad. So when I do use this, it's to help rehydrate and like help me not touch my nails because of the scent. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a repellent in a way, but also helping my cuticles. And the last prompt I drew last time was the 6 of spade, which is the prompt affordable. And this prompt is a product that I consider affordable. And I rolled in my lip oil from e.l.f. in Jam Session with the goal of using it 15 times, and I did reach 15 times. So I am rolling this out too. I did get a little bit of usage, as you can tell right there. So I'm pretty proud of myself. I can put this back into my collection and roll something else in its place. So I have 2 rollouts, which means we're gonna roll in 2 products. Oh my gosh. Like y'all know, I'm terrible at shuffling, so I'm gonna do this on camera so you know how badly I shuffle and that I'm not gonna cheat. I didn't actually check where the joker is, so we'll see. We'll see. There's only 1 joker in here, so you know what I need to get like one of those battery operated card shufflers for this, because I'm terrible at this. Okay, one more. Okay, so let's see, okay, 5 of club. Okay, and 5 of club is metallic. Okay, so that's pretty self-explanatory. Anything in my collection that is metallic, I can roll in. Let's do one more last minute shuffle. And I think that's just gonna help me, because last time I didn't do it and I drew so many spades. I think all of them were spades. And I want to keep this like a very interesting project. So let's draw our last card. 4 of clubs. Okay, the shuffle didn't do anything. I still drew clubs. Okay. Or like both the same kind of the same symbol, whatever. So 4 of club is tourist. Okay, so tourist is like a foreign brand. I'll have to go on my actual computer and look at the actual, like the entire prompt, because for some reason I can't see it all on my phone here, which is stupid. But anyways, yeah, so let me go look at my prompts and decide what products I want to roll in, and I will be right back. Okay, so I picked out my items. So the first prompt, the 5 of club metallic, I chose my About Face liquid shadow in the shade Tin Pan Alley. So here it is. This is a really tiny one compared to a regular standard size. I feel like I already have a lot of eye products rolled into a lot of my projects, but that's because I do have a lot in my collection. But yeah, I am rolling this one in with the goal of getting 5 uses out of it. I think it might be a relatively good goal because I have so many eye products to work through, and I do want to use every piece of makeup in my collection at least 1 time this year. So I think 5 uses is going to help me be able to get the use without feeling the eye makeup burnout. I think this will go really well with all of the other colors that I have going on in my other projects, and hopefully the palettes that I pull in today will also go well with this one. And for the other prompt that I drew, the 4 of club, that one is tourist, which means a foreign brand or a product inspired by a country you've visited or wish to. I decided to pull in my Kimchi Chick eyeshadow duo 6. This one is a green and gold duo, and I picked this because Korea is one of the countries that I want to visit in the future. And I don't really have any Asian brands in my collection. So I thought I would pick this one out because number one, I've only used it, I believe, 1 or 2 times last year when I first got it. And then I just kind of put it away. So I'm hoping to get some use out of this in this project. The goal is also to get 5 uses. Because March is going to be coming up soon, I'm probably gonna try to get some green looks in for St. Patrick's Day and just like getting ready for spring and all of that. So I am excited to use this. The swatching itself is not impressive. If anything, it's kind of low quality. But I am going to try to play with it a little bit more to see if this is a duo I still want to keep in my collection, or if it's something that I want to give away. I think 5 uses is reasonable and attainable. I don't want to do more than 5 because I feel like if I do 10 uses, this is going to stay in for 2 months. And I don't want that. So moving on to my No Pan Left Behind project, I have 5 palettes that I pulled in or rolled in. And they are all rolling out. I tried to take photos of the various looks I created with all of these palettes. Probably not all inclusive of like every single shade, but these were kind of the looks that I created with these palettes. So starting with the Juvia's Place, the Rebel Honey, I used this in 1 look and I got it done with. I mean, it's a pretty easy quad. It's a really nice quad as well. I actually really thoroughly enjoyed this. I'm excited to play with this a little bit more during like the summery fall times because I just think this color story is so beautiful for that time. Putting it on the eyes, it was really refreshing, especially since I've been wearing a lot more cool toned, more grungy, more neutral looks. It was really nice to have something warmer on the eyes. The next palette that I pulled in is my Cab Cosmetics Day and Night palette. This one was a really gorgeous palette, honestly. I loved all of the looks that I curated with this palette. I loved the neutral looks, the smokier looks, the more Asian inspired, more pinky purple. I really liked this palette a lot and I'm so glad to be able to just use it up. I feel like this might again be a contender for 2027 Pan That palette because I just really like the color story here. And ever since I played with all of the shades, I can create beautiful dramatic looks and like super natural muted eye looks with this. And so I thoroughly enjoyed this palette quite a lot. The next palette that I rolled in is my Beauty Bakery Breakfast in Bed palette. This is such a gorgeous palette. I love this palette. It looks really boring in the pan, but when I put it on the eyes, it gives me that cozy glam, which is what this palette is going for. Love, love, love it. There were a few of these shades that like I feel like I loved it more the first time or the first couple of uses I had with it last year compared to this round. But it's not that I hate it. It's just I feel like I sort of know which shades in here are the ones that I gravitate towards a little bit more. For example, like the Boo and a View, what am I saying? A Boo and a View, this sort of grayish, greenish, bluish tone. This one is probably my least favorite out of this entire palette, but it's not one that I hate. I think this one is just the one that's gonna be like the most challenging out of this palette. I still really like this palette and I'm glad to be able to get some use out of it. Okay, next is my Wonder Beauty Sweet Escape palette. I thought this one was going to be the hardest one to do the No Pan Left Behind sort of prompt with, but I actually thoroughly enjoyed this palette. I enjoyed using this palette more than my Beauty Bakery one for some reason this time around. I think it's just because of my mood and like what I'm kind of going for. But yeah, I was able to create some beautiful like very whimsical, like Asian inspired looks. I was also able to use more of like the neutral goldeny tones for a look for work. And so I really love this palette. I'm glad that I still gave it a shot. And I went in with a positive mindset because I like this palette a lot more now. And the last palette is my Phase Zero The Necessities palette. This one I used like crazy already, but I was still able to use it and create like the looks that I have been creating all of 2025. I even used this palette in partnership with like my other palettes that I felt like didn't have enough neutrals. Very, very beautiful. I still thoroughly enjoy this. Definitely going to probably keep pulling it out and using it as a palette to just go into and just create simple eye looks with, because it's just so gorgeous still. And I was able to kind of expand some of the pans in here too. So since all of the 5 palettes are rolling out, I'm gonna roll in 5 new ones, which is so exciting. I really love this project. So let's roll it together. Ace Beauty or Ace Beauty Whimsical Bloom. I like that. This is one of the palettes that I have not played with at all, even though I rolled it into my collection. Not rolled it in. Even though I pulled it into my collection last year, I have not played with this palette at all. So I'm really happy about rolling this one in, especially since the weather is starting to warm up a little bit more. Let's roll the next one. Violet Vase Sakura Blossom. Oh my goodness. I'm getting a lot of spring appropriate palettes, which is amazing. I was actually thinking about pulling this one in myself if I don't roll it in, because I want to get some use out of my pinkier palettes, and this was one of the palettes that I wanted to roll in. So it rolled it in for me. I guess the spin wheel kind of knew what I wanted. So let's go for the third palette. Okay, Ace Beauty the Grandeur. I don't know how to pronounce it. This one is my oldest one from Ace Beauty, but it's also a really nice one to create neutral looks with, or like natural looking looks. So I'm gonna love that. Oh, sorry, I forgot to show you. But this is our 4th palette. I'm like so shaky right now. It's time for me to have lunch. Next is the Ciate Olive palette. Okay. It's like this spin wheel knows the season or something. Okay. And lastly, let's spin our okay. Violet, oh, it's Sakura Blossom again. So let's roll it out. Hide slice. Oh, I can hide that. Oh. I'm still trying to learn this app, so let's do it again. Phase Zero The Necessities. Okay, I'm hiding that slice because I already did that. Let's hopefully get a new palette. Okay, Violet Vase Sun-Kissed Summer. Ooh. Okay, I am back with the palettes. So the first one is the Ace Beauty Whimsical Bloom. Look at how beautiful this palette is. Like the packaging is just beautiful. And this is our color story. Do you see all of the pastels and like all of the colors? Like this color story is beautiful, like perfect for springtime. Even though we're still kind of in winter technically, it's starting to warm up, and so I'm really ready for spring. And so I'm so happy that I rolled this in at this time. The next one is my Violet Vase Sakura Blossom. Pink packaging as well. I really love it. Like, do you see the flowers? So beautiful. So this is how it looks like. It is so pink, so gorgeous, so beautiful. And lately I have been really wanting to try Korean makeup and Chinese makeup, so Korean makeup. And a lot of the times they use pinks and like browns and stuff. And I think this palette will be a good one to really test that kind of makeup style with it. I don't think I used this palette as much as I wanted to last year, so I'm definitely going to really dive into this one. Next is the Ace Beauté Grandeur. I don't know how to pronounce it, but do you see the packaging of these palettes? They're so beautiful. This is such a lovely palette. It has been such a long time since I've actually dug into this palette, so I'm really happy to have this rolled in. I honestly think I can pair this palette very well with my Panda palette. These are all of the colors that I'm comfortable wearing on the eyes and I'm comfortable using and creating looks with. So this one is definitely going to be one for the office days. I'm really excited about that. Next is my Ciate 9-pan palette in Olive. This is a small 9-pan palette, but this one is a really gorgeous one. And I actually rolled this into a project last year around this time as well for St. Patrick's Day. Even though I don't really celebrate St. Patrick's Day, I love green and I kind of just really live with the green festivities when it comes to St. Patty's Day, just because it's my favorite color. And lastly, I have my Violet Voss Sun-Kissed Summer. This is a palette that I have played with when I first got it, and then I kind of just let it sit in my collection. I would reach for it every once in a while whenever I wanted to play with certain colors. Within this palette, I'm glad to also have this rolled in. I feel like it's creating a balance of like just enough spring and pink looks, and then enough like warm, natural, and like grungy green looks, you know what I mean? I feel like this one is really what brings like all of these other palettes together and like help me have that balance for this next rotation. So this one's gonna also be a beautiful one for Asian inspired looks, office days. I could even do more like dramatic floral looks too. I think this one's gonna be very beautiful and also pretty easy to get it done. That is it for this update. Let me know what you think about my roll-ins for my deck of panning and for my no pan left behind. I am really loving these two projects. It is challenging, but also it helps keep my creativity going, especially the no pan left behind. It makes me feel like I am challenging myself to use colors that I don't normally use during the season or the month or all of that. That is it. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Comment down below on what you would like to see next, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.